Life has a way of throwing us into situations we never asked for: betrayals, rejection, unfair treatment, and criticism that cuts deep. Maybe someone lied about you, looked you in the eye, and told you you'd never amount to anything. Maybe they left you when you needed them most, or they mocked your dreams like they were too big for someone like you. And while the pain is real, here's the truth: you don't have to get even. You just have to get better. The best revenge isn't shouting back. It isn't proving them wrong with bitterness in your heart. It's walking forward with peace, purpose, and power. It's waking up every day determined to grow, to rise, to elevate beyond the limits they tried to place on your life. When you stop chasing revenge and start chasing growth, something beautiful happens. You begin to heal. You start to see that the energy they used to tear you down becomes the fuel that lifts you up. Their words don't define you. Your progress does. You were never meant to stay small just to please people. You weren't created to fit in someone else's opinion of what's possible. The greatest comeback you can ever make is becoming everything they said you couldn't be, not to spite them, but to honor who you truly are. So invest in yourself. Read the books. Show up early. Stay consistent. Surround yourself with people who speak life. Turn your pain into power, your wounds into wisdom, and your setbacks into setups for a greater future. Let your success echo louder than your enemies ever did. You don't need revenge when your growth speaks for itself. Every step forward is a declaration. I am not who I was. I am who I'm becoming. So keep climbing, keep shining, keep growing, because the best revenge is not payback, it's purpose. Pain is one of life's most universal experiences. Every person at some point encounters it, whether through disappointment, loss, rejection, or failure. It can feel overwhelming, like a heavy weight pressing down on your spirit. It can shake your confidence, making you question your worth and your future. And when pain comes, the natural instinct for many is to react, to fight back, to seek revenge, or to allow bitterness and anger to take root in the heart. But what if I told you that there's a better way, a way that doesn't drain your energy or trap you in a cycle of negativity? That way is growth. Growth is the greatest response to pain, not because it's easy, but because it is powerful. It is the path that takes you from being a victim of circumstances to becoming a victor in life. When pain strikes, your first reaction might be to ask, "Why me?" or to look around for someone to blame. That's natural. We all want fairness, and when life feels unfair, it's normal to want to push back. But the problem with anger and resentment is that they keep you stuck in the same place. They cloud your vision and drain your energy, making it hard to see the bigger picture. Growth, on the other hand, invites you to shift your focus. It calls you to move from "what happened to me" to "what can I do next?" Instead of being immobilized by pain, growth propels you forward. It is an active choice to refuse to be defined by your struggles and to instead define yourself by how you overcome them. Think about a seed planted in the ground. It must push through dirt, darkness, and sometimes harsh conditions just to break through the surface. But the seed doesn't waste energy fighting the dirt or wishing for easier soil. It simply grows, slowly, steadily, with purpose, until it blossoms into something beautiful and strong. That's what your pain can do for you when you choose growth. Growth turns pain into fuel. Every challenge, every setback, becomes an opportunity to learn, to gain wisdom, and to build resilience. Instead of shrinking under pressure, you stretch. Instead of breaking, you bend and come back stronger. Growth is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes, and the more pain you face and choose to grow through, the more powerful you become. One of the most beautiful things about growth is that it changes your story. When pain is your only response, your story is one of victimhood and limitation. But when growth is your response, your story becomes one of hope, victory, and transformation. People will watch you and be inspired by how you handled what could have destroyed you. Your life becomes a testimony to the power of perseverance and faith. Growth also gives you something even more valuable than success. It gives you peace. When you are focused on improving yourself, on becoming better today than you were yesterday, you're not wasting time on bitterness or resentment. Your mind isn't consumed with revenge or anger. Instead, it is filled with vision and purpose. That peace guards your heart and keeps you moving forward no matter what obstacles come your way. Remember, growth is a journey, not a destination. It's not something that happens overnight. It requires patience, persistence, and sometimes a willingness to be uncomfortable. Growth demands that you take responsibility for your life, your choices, and your attitude. It calls you to look inward and ask, what can I do differently? How can I improve? What lessons am I missing? And here's the secret. Every single person has the power to grow. You don't need permission, you don't need approval, and you don't need someone else's validation. Growth is yours to claim. You can start today by choosing to see pain as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. You can begin by deciding to learn from your experiences instead of letting them define you. When you commit to growth, you stop giving your power away to those who hurt you or doubt you. You stop letting their words and actions control your emotions and your future. Instead, you take back your power and use it to build a better, stronger you. Growth also prepares you for the blessings ahead. Sometimes pain is God's way of pruning us, cutting away the things that no longer serve us so that new life can flourish. When you grow through pain, you become ready for greater opportunities, deeper joy, and more abundant peace. You become someone who can handle bigger dreams and bigger responsibilities. It's important to remember that growth doesn't mean ignoring your pain or pretending everything is okay. Growth means acknowledging the pain, feeling it fully, but then choosing not to let it have the final word. It means giving yourself grace, healing at your own pace, and trusting that better days are coming. So the next time you feel hurt or betrayed, I want you to remember this. You have a choice. You can hold on to pain and let it weigh you down, or you can choose growth and let it lift you up. You can let your story end in disappointment, or you can write a new chapter full of hope and victory. Growth is the greatest revenge because it proves you are stronger than your circumstances. It shows that no matter what life throws at you, you can rise, you can heal, you can become more than anyone ever expected. And most importantly, you can live a life full of purpose, peace, and joy. So today, make the choice to grow. Let your pain be the soil from which your strength grows. Embrace the process, trust the journey, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined. Because when you grow through pain, you not only overcome, you become unstoppable. There is a truth many of us struggle to fully embrace. Your value is not defined by what others think about you. From a young age, we learn to seek approval, to measure ourselves by the standards and opinions of those around us. Whether it's family, friends, teachers, or even strangers, the voices of others can echo loudly in our minds, shaping how we see ourselves. But here's the good news: those opinions are just that, opinions. They do not determine your worth, your purpose, or your potential. Imagine for a moment how exhausting it would be to live your entire life trying to please everyone else, to fit into molds that others create for you. It's a burden no one was meant to carry. When you let other people's judgments dictate how you feel about yourself, you give away the power to control your own happiness and success. And the truth is, those opinions are often limited, flawed, and sometimes downright unfair. People see you through their own experiences, biases, and expectations. They project their fears, insecurities, and sometimes their misunderstandings onto you. They might try to put you in a box that feels too small for the greatness inside you. Or they might criticize your dreams because they can't imagine achieving something similar themselves. But none of that changes the fact that you were created with immense value that is inherent and unshakable. Your worth is not something you earn or lose based on how others treat you or what they say about you. It's not a scorecard kept by the world's critics. It's a truth that exists deep within you, waiting to be recognized and embraced. When you start to realize this, it changes everything. You begin to see yourself through a different lens, one of compassion, acceptance, and hope. There is a freedom that comes with no longer needing external validation. When your value is anchored inside you, you don't have to constantly check for approval or worry about whether you're meeting someone else's standards. You can focus on becoming the best version of yourself, not the version that fits someone else's expectations. This doesn't mean you ignore feedback or refuse to grow. It means you decide whose voices deserve to be heard and whose do not. Often, the most powerful voices you'll hear are the ones inside your own heart. Your dreams, your passions, your sense of right and wrong, these are your internal compass. When you align with that, you develop confidence and clarity. You become less affected by criticism and more motivated by your own goals. And the more you step into that authentic version of yourself, the more your true value shines through. It's important to recognize that no one else can walk your path. Your journey is uniquely yours, with its own challenges and triumphs. Comparing yourself to others or trying to live up to their expectations only distracts you from the incredible person you are becoming. Your value is found in your uniqueness, your talents, your experiences, your heart. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are, what draws you to them is not their popularity or how many people agree with them. It's their authenticity, their courage to be themselves despite what others think. They inspire because they live from a place of inner conviction, not external approval. That's the kind of value that lasts. Sometimes, letting go of others' opinions means making difficult choices. It may mean stepping away from relationships that don't support you or deciding not to pursue paths that others expect of you. It may require you to stand firm when others doubt your vision. But every step you take toward valuing yourself on your own terms brings you closer to a life filled with peace and purpose. When you hold your value inside, you also become a beacon for others. Your confidence encourages people around you to embrace their own worth. Your journey shows them that it's possible to rise above judgment and to live boldly. You create a ripple effect of positivity and empowerment simply by owning who you are. Remember, the opinions of others are fleeting. They change with time, circumstance, and mood, but your true worth is constant. It is not diminished by mistakes, setbacks, or criticism. It remains intact through every season of your life. The moment you fully believe this is the moment your spirit truly begins to soar. So, guard your heart. Protect your sense of self from the noise of negativity. Choose to listen to voices that uplift and inspire, and most importantly, speak kindly to yourself. Affirm your value daily with words of encouragement and love. Remind yourself that you are enough just as you are. In a world that often measures success by external markers, choosing to believe in your intrinsic worth is revolutionary. It's a radical act of self, love, and courage. And it sets the foundation for a life where you are free to dream, to grow, and to shine without apology. You were made with purpose. You were made to matter. Your value is not up for debate. It is an unchangeable truth that no one can take away. Hold onto that truth tightly and let it guide you every day. Because when you know your worth from within, nothing can stop you from living the extraordinary life you were meant to live. Investing in yourself is the greatest gift you can give your future. When life challenges come, and they will, you want to be ready, equipped, and strong enough to meet them head on. Personal development is more than just a trendy phrase. It is the foundation of a life filled with growth, opportunity, and fulfillment. It is the daily commitment to becoming the person you were created to be, Think of personal development as planting seeds for a harvest you'll enjoy later. The time, energy, and effort you put into improving yourself today pay dividends down the road in ways you may not immediately see. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every moment you spend reflecting and learning adds to your growth. It shapes your mindset, builds your character, and expands your capacity to handle life's ups and downs. One of the first things to understand about investing in yourself is that it's a lifelong journey. It doesn't happen overnight or as a one-time event. Instead, it's a steady, consistent process. It means showing up for yourself day after day, even when it feels hard or when progress seems slow. The small, daily choices to learn, improve, and push forward build momentum over time, and that momentum becomes unstoppable. Personal development also means embracing discomfort. Growth rarely happens in our comfort zones. It asks you to stretch beyond what feels safe and familiar, to try new things, face fears, and overcome limiting beliefs. Sometimes that means saying no to distractions or habits that keep you stuck. Other times, it means dedicating time to practices that nurture your mind, body, and spirit, even when life gets busy. When you invest in yourself, you begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start to believe in your ability to solve problems and create solutions. This confidence opens doors that might have once seemed closed. You attract positive relationships, better career prospects, and a clearer sense of purpose. You're no longer waiting for someone else to validate you or hand you success. You become the architect of your own destiny. One powerful way to invest in your personal development is through learning. This doesn't mean you need to be in a classroom or have a formal degree, though those can be valuable. Learning comes in many forms. Reading books that challenge your thinking, listening to uplifting podcasts, attending seminars, or simply seeking out mentors who inspire you. Every piece of new knowledge adds to your toolbox and helps you become more equipped for the journey ahead. But personal development is not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about applying it. Growth happens when you take what you've learned and put it into action. When you try, fail, adjust, and try again, you gain experience and resilience. This active engagement transforms information into wisdom and transforms potential into reality. Investing in yourself also means caring for your well-being. Your mind and body are the vehicles through which you experience life. When you nourish them properly, with healthy habits, rest, and positive influences, you increase your energy and focus. This creates a strong foundation for all other growth. Taking care of yourself is not selfish, it's necessary. Another important aspect is cultivating a mindset of gratitude and positivity. How you think about yourself and your circumstances deeply influences your ability to grow. When you invest in positive self-talk and gratitude practices, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance. This mindset fuels motivation and resilience because you focus on what's possible instead of what's lacking. Surrounding yourself with supportive, encouraging people is also a crucial investment. The company you keep can either lift you up or hold you back. When you choose relationships that inspire growth, challenge you kindly, and celebrate your progress, you create an environment where personal development thrives. Community and connection provide strength on the days when motivation wanes. Investing in personal development is also about setting clear goals and intentions. When you know what you want and why you want it, you have a roadmap to guide your efforts. Goals give you focus and help you measure progress. They turn vague hopes into concrete plans and inspire you to take consistent action. One of the most rewarding things about investing in yourself is the ripple effect it creates. When you grow, you don't just benefit, you inspire others to do the same. Your family, friends, coworkers, and community see the transformation and are encouraged to pursue their own growth. You become a beacon of hope and possibility, showing that change is not only possible, but within reach. Remember, investing in yourself is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about waking up each day and deciding that you are worth the effort it takes to become better. It's about forgiving yourself when you stumble and recommitting when you fall short. Growth is messy and nonlinear, but it's always worth it. So how do you begin? Start with small, intentional steps. Dedicate even 5 minutes a day to reading something inspiring or reflecting on your goals. Replace one negative thought with a positive affirmation. Reach out to someone who motivates you for a conversation. Take one action toward a dream you've been putting off. These small investments build over time into big results. In conclusion, investing in your personal development is the most valuable choice you can make. It prepares you for life's challenges, expands your potential, and deepens your joy. It equips you to live fully and freely without being limited by fear, doubt, or the opinions of others. When you invest in yourself, you become the best version of you, the version the world desperately needs. Start today. Commit to growing, learning, and caring for yourself. Watch as your life transforms and your dreams come within reach. Because when you invest in yourself, you create a future filled with hope, strength, and limitless possibility. There's a powerful truth that many people miss. The most impactful way to respond to doubt, criticism, and negativity isn't through words or arguments, it's through your success. Letting your success be your voice means allowing your actions, achievements, and personal growth to speak louder than any criticism or skepticism ever could. It's a quiet, confident way of proving your worth and potential without needing to explain or defend yourself. When you face opposition or discouragement, the temptation is often to respond immediately, to try to convince others that you are capable, worthy, and destined for greatness. You want to prove them wrong with words, to shout your case from the rooftops. But words alone can sometimes fall short. They can be misunderstood, dismissed, or ignored. Success, however, is undeniable. It commands respect and attention because it is visible, tangible, and undeniable evidence of your abilities. To let success be your voice, you first have to define what success means to you. Success is not about comparing yourself to others or meeting society's standards. It's about setting your own goals and living in alignment with your values and dreams. When your success comes from a place of authenticity and purpose, it has far greater meaning and impact. It becomes a testimony not just of achievement, but of character and perseverance. This kind of success doesn't happen overnight. It requires dedication, resilience, and a willingness to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear or difficult. It demands that you rise above distractions, negativity, and the noise of doubt. Every small victory, every step forward, adds up to a louder voice. One that says, I am here, I am capable, I am thriving. Letting your success speak for itself also means practicing humility and grace. You don't need to boast or brag to get noticed. Instead, you focus on quietly doing the work, improving daily, and staying committed to your journey. This humility draws people in. It invites curiosity and respect rather than defensiveness or envy. People are naturally drawn to those who lead by example and carry themselves with quiet confidence. When success becomes your voice, you no longer waste energy on arguments or trying to win approval. You save your strength for growth, learning, and action. You channel your focus into what matters, building your skills, nurturing your relationships, and advancing your goals. This focus not only speeds up your progress, but also deepens your fulfillment because you are aligned with your true purpose. It's important to recognize that success isn't just about external accomplishments like promotions, money, or recognition. True success also includes inner growth, developing patience, kindness, resilience, and self-awareness. These qualities enrich your journey and ensure that your success is sustainable and meaningful. When you cultivate this kind of success, your voice is not only heard but felt. It inspires others and lifts those around you. Another aspect of letting success be your voice is understanding the power of silence. Sometimes, saying nothing in the face of criticism or negativity is the strongest statement you can make. Silence can communicate confidence and self-control. It shows that you are not shaken or distracted by petty attacks. Instead, you stay focused on your path and let the results speak for themselves. There's also freedom in letting your success be your voice. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone or explain your journey to those who don't understand. Your success will naturally attract the right people, those who believe in you, support your dreams, and celebrate your growth. You create a community built on respect and shared values rather than judgment or competition. When you commit to this mindset, you also inspire yourself to keep going through tough times. Remember that setbacks and failures are part of the process. They don't negate your success, rather, they add depth and character to your story. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your voice and makes your success even more compelling. Consider the lives of those who have faced tremendous opposition yet achieved great things. Their success wasn't just about talent or luck. It was about perseverance, faith, and an unshakable belief in their vision. They let their accomplishments tell their story, and through that, they changed the world's perception of who they are and what is possible. You can do the same. No matter what you've been told or what doubts have been cast your way, you have the power to rise. You have the capacity to work hard, stay focused, and achieve your goals. And when you do, let that be your voice, a voice that echoes louder than any criticism, doubt, or negativity. So today, make the decision to let your success speak. Put your energy into becoming better, stronger, wiser. Celebrate every win, no matter how small, because it is a part of your voice. Keep pushing forward with confidence and integrity, and watch how your success not only changes your life, but also inspires those around you. Remember, actions will always speak louder than words. When you let success be your voice, you communicate power, purpose, and promise in the most authentic way possible. When life challenges you, when people hurt you, disappoint you, or stand in your way, the natural response might be to think about payback. You might feel the desire to get even, to prove someone wrong, or to respond with anger or resentment. But while those feelings are understandable, they are not the path to lasting peace or true fulfillment. Purpose is far more powerful than payback. It's a force that transforms pain into progress, weakness into strength, and setbacks into stepping stones. Payback focuses on the past. It ties your energy to what has been done to you, to the hurt you've experienced, or the injustice you've faced. It keeps you looking backward, replaying old wounds and feeding frustration. When your motivation is payback, your life becomes centered on others, their actions, their mistakes, their treatment of you. This creates a cycle of negativity that holds you captive, draining your energy and blinding you from what really matters. Purpose, on the other hand, is future-focused. It's a powerful vision that pulls you forward, beyond the hurt and beyond the desire for revenge. Purpose gives your life meaning that is rooted in something bigger than any conflict or grievance. When you live with purpose, you channel your pain into something constructive. You don't waste your precious time and energy trying to get even. Instead, you invest in becoming the best version of yourself and making a positive impact in the world. There is an incredible freedom in choosing purpose over payback. Payback traps you in bitterness, resentment, and anger emotions that weigh heavily on the heart and mind. Purpose frees you from these chains. It replaces the desire to retaliate with the drive to grow, to create, and to contribute. When your motivation is grounded in purpose, you live with clarity and passion. Your energy is focused on goals that matter and values that inspire. Choosing purpose also transforms your perspective on pain and difficulty. Instead of seeing setbacks as reasons to complain or seek revenge, you begin to view them as lessons and opportunities. You develop resilience and wisdom because your focus is not on what was taken from you, but on what you can build from within. Purpose helps you find meaning in your struggles, turning them into the foundation for greater strength. When you pursue payback, you often find yourself stuck in a toxic cycle where no one really wins. Revenge might offer a temporary sense of satisfaction, but it rarely brings peace or resolution. It can escalate conflicts and create more hurt. Purpose, by contrast, creates a path toward healing and growth. It invites you to rise above the hurt and to focus on what you can control: your own actions, your own attitude, and your own future. Living with purpose also inspires those around you. When others see you rising above negativity and using your experiences to fuel positive change, they are encouraged to do the same. Your example becomes a beacon of hope and strength. Purpose has a contagious power. It lifts not only you, but everyone in your circle. Moreover, purpose is deeply fulfilling. It aligns you with your core values and your deepest passions. When you live with purpose, your days are filled with meaning. Your work, your relationships, and your challenges all take on new significance. This sense of alignment brings joy and satisfaction that payback can never provide. It's important to recognize that choosing purpose over payback doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It's okay to acknowledge hurt, anger, and disappointment. These emotions are natural and valid, but what matters most is what you do with those feelings. Purpose invites you to transform them into motivation to improve yourself and your circumstances, rather than letting them consume you. Purpose also requires patience and faith. It's a long-term commitment to a vision that may not be immediately realized. It asks you to trust the process and to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. This kind of commitment builds character and deepens your resilience. It shapes you into someone who is not defined by circumstances, but by determination and hope. When you choose purpose, you reclaim your power. You no longer allow others to dictate your worth or your direction. You become the author of your own story, writing a narrative of growth, strength, and impact. This is a powerful position to be in because it centers your life on what truly matters: your values, your dreams, and your contribution. In practical terms, living with purpose might mean setting goals that align with your passions, seeking out opportunities to learn and grow, and surrounding yourself with people who support and inspire you. It means making choices each day that reflect your commitment to something greater than payback. It means letting go of bitterness and focusing on building a future filled with hope and possibility. Remember, the choice between purpose and payback is always yours. You can spend your energy trying to settle scores and revisit old wounds, or you can invest in your growth and your future. Purpose offers a path to healing, freedom, and fulfillment that payback can never match. So, when life tests you, when you feel wronged or hurt, ask yourself, what will I choose? Will I let bitterness and revenge be my guide? Or will I embrace purpose and use my pain to propel me forward? The answer to this question will shape your life in profound ways. Choose purpose. Let it be the driving force behind your actions and decisions. Let it transform your pain into power and your setbacks into success. When you do, you'll discover a life filled with meaning, joy, and true victory, a victory that comes not from payback, but from rising above and living your highest calling.